evening, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of You Get What You Get. I'm
Whoa.
Hampton with my great friends, Tree McDougal and Tim Turner. We are going to be joined shortly by our great friend, historian and author Earl Kitchen. And here's Earl pulling up right now.
Right on time.
It's always a pleasure to have you on, man. And we want to talk to you about HBCU football. But I think it'd be great tonight if we start to show off by paying respects to a legend. Actually, the NBA has had a rough week. Mike Richardson passed away the other day. And the great Lenny Wilkins. Passed away. And Tim, did you ever cover him? Anything?
Yes, sort of, kind of. When I was in Orlando, when the Hawks would come to town, I got a chance to talk with him, and he was pretty cool. But more so than that, during the '96 games in Atlanta, both the men and women Dream Team, they had their training camp there at the Disney Institute. So got a chance to hang out with him and both of those teams. Remember, that was the summer that Shaq left for Los Angeles for the Lakers. So there was a lot going on that summer. But Lenny was the head coach of the Olympic basketball team because the games were in Atlanta. He was a Hawks coach. Just a terrific guy to talk to. Just a salt of the earth person. He was very grounded. You never heard anyone say anything negative about him. Just a terrific.
And let me just play this little short clip about Coach Wilkins.
Although Lenny Wilkins didn't start playing basketball until his senior year of high school, his talent quickly shone through. He became an All-American at Providence College and was later selected by the St. Louis Hawks in the 1960 NBA draft.
Lenny came in and took right over in running the team. The team all looked up to him and accepted him as a leader. Lenny could do most everything. He was terrific.
An undersized left-handed guard, Wilkins made up for what he lacked in height with sheer grit and determination, becoming a 9-time NBA All-Star.
You knew Lenny, as a left-hander, was going to go left. And so you always try to make him go right. But he was so damn good going left, he still got around you. He was a very smart player, so he was a consummate point guard.
Named player coach of the Seattle Supersonics in 1969, Wilkins made history, becoming one of the first African Americans to lead an NBA team.
The object of the game of basketball is to put the ball in the hoop. That makes shooting a very important part of the game.
After retiring as a player, he continued his coaching career and led the Sonics to 2 NBA Finals and their first championship in 1979.
The Seattle Supersonics have won the NBA World Championships.
We had Lenny, who had a wealth of knowledge as a player and really taught the game from a player's perspective.
Lenny Wilkins exhorting his troops.
His coaching journey also included stints in Portland, Cleveland, Atlanta, Toronto, and New York.
In order to be successful, we have to respect one another. I think sports has always done that. Of course, to be successful, you got to know how to play with one another.
In 1995, Wilkins surpassed the legendary Red Auerbach to become the all-time leader in coaching wins, a record he held until his retirement.
Lenny was a wonderful person, hell of a coach, hell of a player. I mean, every aspect of basketball, he's been successful.
I've been able to be a part of history to play for Lenny Wilkins. I've seen what it has to look like if you're going to win at a high level.
Across more than 4 decades in the NBA, Lenny Wilkins' achievements are remarkable. Named to both the NBA 50th and 75th anniversary teams as a player, he was also recognized as one of the 15 greatest coaches in league history. A 3-time Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame inductee as a player and a coach and a member of the 1992 Dream Team staff, he also led the U.S. to a gold medal at the 1996 Olympics.
I worked very hard, and there was a lot of support along the way. Who would have thought a kid from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy, would achieve all that? I've been very blessed.
And that was courtesy of
It was a beautiful tribute.
it really was. That's why I really wanted to get into it. Because he always kind of reminded me of a professor when he coached.
Yep.
Just always the same, same tempo to it. And he coached some really good teams. And I forgot he took Seattle to the finals twice and won once until he
should have won both of them.
Yeah.
He should have won both.
Yeah. And the statue out there for him. So,
well deserved.
Yeah, R.I.P. to great Lenny Wilkens. And there was a little clip in there that next time we get our friend Coach Ray Scott on, Lenny kind of snuck by him and hit that little floater. And it looked like Lenny had a little finger roll going at times, too.
That was a finger roll. It's a little bit lazy defense on the Rays' part, but that's okay.
Say it to Ray's face.
waiting for him to show up again and then talk about that. He didn't look like he was too eager to go after Lenny. That's okay.
Yeah, and another death in the NBA this week, Mercurial, Richard, Michael Ray Richardson, from the Nets.
Sugar Ray.
Yeah, 6'5", 6'6". And if you watched him play, Magic kind of reminded me of him because they were both long, the way they moved up and down the floor. Michael had a lot of had some issues that he dealt with throughout his career, but was a terrific player and one of the most exciting players of his time in the league in the 80s.
He absolutely was. Yeah. Again, it's like when in the 80s covering the Hawks, running across him as well. And he was fighting his demons even then as a player. And you can see it in how he played in it, but he wasn't alone. There were guys on the Hawks that had the same issues and throughout the league, and it's come a long way from where it was to where it is now. But yeah, players are far more conscientious about what they're doing with their bodies and what their extracurricular activities. But he was, when he was on that court, there was anybody better than him.
Yeah.
I was reading the story about him. It was so sad. He said when they met him at the airport to tell him he was was lifetime ban.
Yeah,
right. He got a lifetime ban from the NBA. But as Tim said, there was a lot of that going on in the league, and the league group was really struggling at that time.
Right. I mean, at that time, the NBA finals were on tape delay.
Yep.
Okay. After 11 o'clock at night, they weren't showing the games live because nobody was watching it.
Can you imagine?
That is just so hard to believe.
They have come a long way. So condolences to the Richardson family and the Wilkins family. Okay. But Earl, we wanted to get you on. Want to talk to you, of course, about quarterfinal back and the BIP Awards. But I like to talk a little HBCU football as the season is actually over for a few teams.
A lot of teams.
Yeah, just to start off, your thought on how the season went overall, and your thoughts on the state of HBCU football in 2025.
Well, let me start off with the state of HBCU football. We're going to always be a presence on the stage of college football, no matter what, because when nobody was giving us any attention or covering us, we were covering each other and covering ourselves. So we're going to continue that no matter what. It was a phenomenal season up until this point. Some surprises, some upsets, some disappointments, and some coaches that, had to come in at the last minute to kind of take over programs. Two new coaches from the NFL ranks came in to raise up their programs, and it's just been a wonderful season to see how some of this has gone. And I'm looking forward to this weekend because you've got 2 Division II HBCU championships being played, the CIAA between Virginia Union and Johnson C. Smith, and the SIAC. I believe Albany State is going to have to play Benedict again, if I'm not mistaken. But
the Albany State's playing at home against Benedict.
Yeah. And Quinn Gray has got those guys working on all 10 cylinders this year, and they're looking real good. So it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. They've already beat them once this year. The only blemish on Albany State's record is a loss to Florida A&M. So they are probably the number 1 HBCU Division II program on the books. But the surprise of 2025 are those pesky Hornets from Delaware State. Oh my goodness. Deshaun Jackson has brought Delaware State football back into the conversation this year, unlike they haven't seen in a long time, not since the days of Bill Collick, when Bill Collick was running that patented wing T that he beat so many teams with. But Deshaun Jackson is very close to taking the Delaware State Hornets to the Celebration Bowl, and I'm hoping that he does because they're deserving.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the 2 new coaches that came into the league this year. All the noise is being made about what's happening in Norfolk State because you had Michael Vick over there, and then you had Deshaun Jackson, and Deshaun was always making headlines for being a knucklehead, but this guy has come in, has become a leader of men, and they are the team to beat. I think it's between them and South Carolina State. I think are in the running.
They got to play each other.
Yeah, and that's going to be the showdown down the road there. So that's the way if in a league that only has 6 teams, you really want to have it where you have really 2 great teams playing. I think North Carolina Central is going to be put out of its misery this weekend because I think it plays South Carolina State this weekend, or they play Howard. I want to make sure that I have that right. But those only really 2 important games in the MEAC this week, and those are the ones that are up top. Let's see, here was Dell State and South Carolina. Thursday night, South Carolina State plays at North Carolina Central, so that's a Thursday night ESPN game. And then Dell State tries to stay clean. They play. They're hosting Howard, so that's probably
going to be a problem. Yeah, sure. A problem. But because Delaware State has already beat Central, it pretty much puts the Eagles on skates. When we get to the SWAC, that's left to be seen because Alabama State and Jackson State are fighting it out over there in the East. Prairie View looks to be the contender from the West unless they bump their heads. So it'll be interesting to see how the SWAC championship plays out leading up to the Celebration Bowl. But no matter what, we're going to have a great Celebration Bowl. And the fact that CIAA, SIAC, and kudos to Kentucky State, who have definitely made a turnaround. Last year, I think they may have won 2 games. This year, they're 7-3, and they're looking at going to the Division II playoffs. So double D2 teams for HBCUs have made a remarkable turnaround for some teams this year, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. I thought Edward Waters was going to sneak in, but they kind of fell down the last few games of the season. So it's going to just be real interesting this weekend and then the following weekend because you got the championship games and then you got the Florida Classic and the Bayou Classic coming up.
Turkey Day Classic.
Yeah. Yeah. Turkey Day Classic coming up. And we'll just see how it all falls out. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But it's been a great year for HBCU football. Some outstanding quarterbacks that moved around. A guy who was at Fort Valley went to Johnson C. Smith, and now he's got Johnson C. Smith in the hunt for a championship. And the guy who was at Johnson C. Smith last year jumped in the portal and went to Benedict.
But Earl, talk about the SWAC again, because it's like really the Jackson State's the class of the league, and they're going to take out whoever it comes out of the West. The West is really, really weak, really down this year. But you have Jackson State, Alabama State at the top. Both of them are playing with backup quarterbacks, correct?
Yeah, but Jackson State lost Jacoby Morgan. He hadn't played in a couple of games. Andrew Body did not play last week, so they're still dealing with the quarterback issue. Prairie View has an outstanding quarterback over there, Cameron Peters. He's pretty good. And although the West is not that strong, all you want to do is get to the championship game. I mean, that's you get there, you got that game. If you get there, you can get to the Celebration Bowl. So I'm sure the people over at Prairie View are excited. And of course, the coach at Prairie View last year, this time, he was coaching at Valdosta State.
Right.
So that transition to turn that program around and get them back on track since the days of maybe Willie Simmons, they're excited over there in that Texas area about Prairie View being back in the mix. So we're going to see how things turn out. But it's been interesting in the SWAC this year. And I think the only sad part about the football season from the SWAC is the fact that Bethune-Cookman and Grambling had to have whatever that was they did this past weekend, man. I mean, it made no sense to me, but I thought we were beyond those kind of things, but it was ugly.
Yeah.
It's always about disrespect, but Ricky, you have that clip, right?
Yeah, I want to get into that. But going to continue talk, Tim, and set it up.
Jackson State, they only have 2 games left, and they're both at home against Bethune, and then they're playing in the Soul Bowl, which is called there in Mississippi, Alcorn and Jackson State on the 22nd. And then Alabama State closes out. They have 2 games. They got one at home against Valley. Then they play against Tuskegee. So here's a game. And the coaches and their responses are a little bit different as well.
Yeah, I don't know what the coach was talking about, Tim.
Yeah.
Well, he came on and apologized today for his comments about disrespect and all that. But it's like this really makes no sense to see this happening in this day and time. I mean, I thought we were kind of beyond this. Everybody's out there trying to have a good game, man. But when it gets to this point, and that's $65,000 to the SWAC, $40,000 from Grambling, $25,000 from Bethune-Cookman. Neither program can afford to lose that kind of money, but that's what it is. So I would have hated to have been at some practices this week in Grambling and at Bethune-Cookman. I would have hated to have been at practice this week. Man, I'm sure if I was the coach, I'm laying it on thick, baby. We're gonna work hard this week. It's gonna be a hard practice. Hard practice. You're gonna have to call your mama and tell her to come see about it.
Come see about me.
Yes, indeed. It's hard this week.
They're lucky that they don't have an off week, because those are, you do something crazy like that, you don't have a game the next week, coaches pretty much can do what they want to with you. Off week. So you don't want to lose going into a off week as well. So, but you think about this.
I guarantee you, it was not a pleasant flight back to Daytona for Bethune-Cookman.
No, not at all. 9 players ejected.
There have been some skirmishes in recent years, not only football, basketball, at all levels. It's to the point now where some schools don't even shake after the game.
Right.
Yep.
Do you think I think that still should be part of the competition. It was a hard game. Hey, congratulations.
No doubt.
Right.
Yeah, I think it should be.
No doubt.
When you lose control, never be lost. You should always be good sports, irrespective of, unless it's chippy throughout the game and the referee's allowed it to get chippy.
Yeah. That's the one thing. Now, if the officials didn't get it in check early, because hey, you can get it in check real early and say, hey, coach, the next one, he's out the game. I don't care. Coach, I don't care what any of your guys do. The next guy that does anything, I don't care if he spit his gum out, he's out the game. He's out the game, Coach. I'm telling you right now.
Because Detroit, you got an issue in Detroit. Now, see, I was up there all on your boy St. Brown. He got punched in the face, in the game this past weekend.
Yeah.
But the guy who got, caught the heat in the 1-game suspension, he came out today with a video showing what St. Brown hit him in the face first.
Right.
Yeah, it's always the second guy.
It's always the second.
That's an age-old thing. It's the second guy. And as I said, it happens at all levels. But he and Earl give out that warning. Earl, were you ever an official? Did you do any refereeing or something like that?
I did not. I just had a father who was a strong disciplinarian.
Okay.
My father would tell guys during practice, if he didn't like what you were doing and you didn't like what was going on, he wouldn't tell you to go to the locker room and take off his equipment. He'd tell you to take it off right there on the field right now. Okay? No, not to the locker room. Take it off right now. And you're off the team and you're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Your call.
But the coaching now, you can't really get onto these kids today like they could back then.
Says who?
Yeah,
Earl, you got to recruit them. Then you got to recruit them for the next year. You yell at the guy now, he's gone.
Hey, Ricky, it's so many kids out there who want to play football, man. It's like, hey, man, I will lose before I let you destroy my team. And I might have to go, but you're not going to be the reason why this team is broken up. We're going to have some discipline on this team. And I mean, if you tell them that coming in, and I know guys lose their composure and they get hot-headed and things like that, but you got to lay down the law from the very outset. And hey, man, when you make an example out of a guy, okay, especially one of the top guys, when you make an example out of your quarterback, baby, that sends a message to the whole team. Everybody like, no, man, I'm not playing with coach. I'm not playing with coach like that. So
that doesn't happen very often because Jimmy Johnson was talking about that he had a player fall asleep in a team meeting and he cut him.
Yeah. And
somebody said, well, what will happen if Troy Aikman fell asleep? Go over there and say, wake up, Troy, pay attention. He was not going to cut Troy Aikman. It depends on the level of play.
It depends.
I think you would agree, though. You can't. There's certainly a standard and a culture you want to set,
right.
But you have to coach everybody a little different too. Right?
You do, and I understand that. And but again, I think if you're going to be the coach and you're going to set discipline standards, everybody's got to understand, and it can be on a player-by-player basis sometimes, but everybody needs to understand there are consequences for you doing things out of what we are here to do. Our culture, where we are is this way. If you go beyond that, okay, depending on how far you go beyond that. Some guys can push the envelope right to the edge. Other guys, man, you way off base. Hey. Yeah. And the guy behind him, coach, cut him. Cut him, coach.
No doubt about it.
Tim, did you face any disciplinary actions back in your day?
Not from the coaches. There was a feigned disciplinary action for me. I was on a punt. I knew I could get a first down. So I ran instead of kicked the ball. I ran and got a 22-yard gain, first down. Mm-hmm. And my coach he was livid that I did that. But and he was coming at me, and my position coach said, I got him. He said, and my position coach just said, just shake your head, like up and down. He said, Tim, that's a damn good play, Tim. Damn good play. Great play.
But that's some good coaching. That's good coaching. Man.
Exactly.
I got him. And he pretended like he was chewing me out. He was pointing his fingers. He was doing the whole thing. Yep. And I'm just, but no real disciplinary action. No.
Tim, you always have a story.
You got stories, Earl. I'll tell you. Hey, but I do want to touch on a couple other teams here that two once proud programs, North Carolina A&T, who went through a point where they just dominated the MEAC. These dudes, they decide we're going to the Coastal CCA.
The Colonial
League. Not the Big South, it's Colonial, isn't it?
Yeah.
CAA or something.
Something like that.
Whatever. It ain't working out.
State.
It ain't working out. They are 2-8. The Tennessee State Big Blue Tigers are 2-8 in the OVC. I mean, it is, and nobody are coming to these games. I mean, what are they? I've been saying this for 25 years, 30 years since they joined the OVC. Well, is this a conspiracy to kill athletics at TSU? And A&T is in the Colonial Athletic Association.
Right.
They need to come back home because the MEAC only has 6 teams. They give them at least 8 teams. You know, the MEAC,
come on back.
Come on back. Same with Hampton. Hampton's not tearing it up in the league that they're in, the Big South, I believe.
No,
so,
they're not. A&T has 2 wins. One of them came against an HBCU, and the other was against Campbell. TSU has 2 wins. Both of those came against HBCU.
Yeah.
But they had the greatest homecoming on earth, so there's that.
So that's A&T. They do have that.
That's the Union greatest homecoming on earth. So.
It is the greatest homecoming on earth. I'm sorry.
Before you tell us, FAMU has the greatest. Earl,
we haven't gone to another one.
FAMU has the greatest homecoming on earth.
I won't say the greatest. I will say one of the greatest because a lot of HBCU homecomings are phenomenal, man. And I think we get just a tad biased, but everybody's got a little something different to offer. So I think we're all in the same boat. We all got, we can all do about the same thing, and all alumni come back, and everybody's eating and drinking and being merry and so on and so forth. So, okay.
I don't think that there may be Mississippi Valley may be an expert on homecomings. I know one year that I covered them, they were the opponent for 8 homecomings.
Yep.
They were the what?
They were the opponent for 8 homecomings. So they had their own homecoming and 8 others. So you got almost the entire season. You see nothing but queens and parades.
Yeah, man.
So,
they wouldn't get them invites when Rice and Totten were there, though, were they?
No, they were not. That was not the case.
But Earl, your thoughts about those teams? Just
I'll say this, Ricky. If Tennessee State, A&T, and Hampton came back to the MEAC, we would have 2 great Division I conferences in HBCU football. I'll just say it that way because I think we get caught up thinking that we're not Division I programs. We are Division I. We're just not at the top of Division I. And when we look at all the other sports that our programs engage in, basketball, track, softball, everything else is Division I. But we focus so much on just the football part. If they could find a way to have those, if Tennessee State came to the MEAC next year, it would be a heck of a conference. A heck of a conference. If A&T came back, man, I'm sure the MEAC would welcome them and embrace them with open arms. Same thing with Hampton. So it's unfortunate that they made the decision to do that. The experiment is not working out anymore. Football-wise, I don't know about the other levels, but if you're
doormats in every sport, they're doormats in every sport.
Yeah, so you're definitely not going to get a chance to play for $1 million at the Celebration Bowl, Tennessee State, Hampton, and A&T. You're definitely not going to probably be one of the teams that wins your conference to go to the basketball tournament. So that's kind of out. So you kind of just, you're just out there like the rest of the league. But those other teams, they have alumni and other ways of raising money, bringing in money to make sure that their programs aren't suffering as much as ours may be. So I would certainly encourage the presidents of those 3 universities to strongly consider building up a conference that needs to be built up football-wise before it's gone. And you get a chance to play for a championship, and everybody's I don't see any sad faces at the Celebration Bowl. It's a great thing. You get $1 million, you're on TV. I mean, the whole experience. I mean, where else are you going to get that? So I don't know. The experiment I think it's about over.
You said something, and Treat, I wonder what you think about the marketing of these conferences. Like you said, the only thing that's not Division One is football. If they would maybe present that a little differently in the marketing of the athletic programs, maybe that would help.
I don't know how they're marketing it, but I think that I guess they just assume you're going to sell tickets, people are going to come, but evidently that's not working. So
Right.
I think
Right.
they had teams that were winning. Then perhaps there'd be a little bit more engagement with that. But if people aren't excited about it, or if they've got to travel and then see them lose, homecomings are always the biggest draw for alums to come back because people are so spread out, first of all. So everybody's not still right there in those particular areas, I don't think.
I believe you're right on that. There's nothing to make you want to come to the games because you're probably your majority of your fan base knows the HBCUs far better than they know these other schools. And if you're not winning, it doesn't matter. And it's kind of painful to have to see these traditions go by the wayside for chasing whatever it is that they're trying to chase. But I want to back up one more thing with this Albany State and a Benedict game. For every ticket that is sold there, if you get a general admission ticket and bring 3 canned goods to the game, they knock $5 off your general admission ticket because they're trying to help a local food bank. They're realizing there's a lot of food insecurity in Southwest Georgia, so they're trying to the SIAC, Albany State, and this food bank are joining together for this deal. So $5 off a general admission ticket for 3 canned goods to go to this food bank. So I wanted to put that out there.
Hey, Ricky, if I could just add this, speaking as a former marketing director at a HBCU, I would love to be in a meeting, workshop, or whatever with the marketing directors from all the HBCUs to hear their ideas and to find out if the ADs are giving them the proper opportunities to market and brand the programs, because some of these ADs don't understand some of the business aspects holistically. You may understand a part of it, but when you're talking about trying to bring people to games or market something to get people to come, I don't know if all of them are on the same page. I would just love to be in a meeting to hear what they're talking about, because I had my own struggles, but I didn't let it keep me from doing what I felt we needed to do when I was at Florida A&M to market the program, and anything I could think of that would help. For instance, at our football games, we had, as you know, they have courtesy car programs for athletic programs where car dealers let coaches have the use of a car. 3,000 miles they have to turn in, or when someone wants to purchase it, they have to turn it in. I offered this to my car dealers. Bring one of your cars and put it outside the stadium at the game so people can see that vehicle up close if they don't get a chance to go to the dealership. If you are interested or you just see the car, oh, I never seen that. What is that? And they all bought into that. And every Saturday, they would make sure that their vehicle was there. They would have a representative at the car with business cards so that, hey, you never know. One sale of a car from something like that was well worth the time and effort to put that car on display. And it made sense to me. It made sense to them. So they did it.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
But I can see those meetings, the meetings between the marketing director and the ADs is really short because the ADs don't, and these HBCUs do not, as you say, understand. It has to be more than just the product on the field. You got to sell it. You got to sell it to the community. You got to sell it to the student body. I mean, my goodness, AU Center. I think the kids get in the game free, and they still won't go to the game.
Exactly.
But then the conference will put the game on television. I could be in my dorm, 30 feet from the stadium, watching it on television rather than coming inside the building. So I mean, there's this dissonance that goes on in terms of what I wouldn't make any home games on television, none.
So who else?
No, go ahead, Earl.
So who else? Okay, so factor in the fact that students probably if it's on TV or whatever, they're not really coming. Or they, like I used to have students say, Mr. Kitchens, they come for halftime because they want to see the band, and after that they leave. But who else in the community can we market to? So I got high schools in my community. I'm going to give high school tickets, or instead of me trying to make money off tickets, I'm going to make money off concessions. So if I give a family of four $40 for a family of four to come to my game when tickets are normally $20, I'm not looking to make the money off the ticket sales. I want you to go buy some food and drink, because I can make a little bit more off food and drink, because your kids get hungry. They're going to want to eat. So let me make a little bit more of that, because if you don't have anybody in the stands, you didn't make any money off concessions or tickets. So let me reduce my tickets, get people to the game, and make a little more off concessions to kind of balance this out. But when you got zero sitting in the seat, 0 times plus 0 equals 0. So we didn't make any money. So there are other things, elementary school kids. I mean, make it a school day. I mean, honor the schools one weekend, or honor teams one weekend, or whatever, to get families to come, because parents got to take their kids to the game. Make it something that their kids want to become a part of. We don't do that part very well in our culture, to cultivate our children to see our games as value. We'll see it on TV and think, oh, it's a great thing, because it always bugged me why you can go to a Florida State game and wear their colors. You come to my game, you wear anything. Why is that? So it requires some time and effort, but if nobody's talking about it and how to deal with it and address it, it never gets fixed.
You mentioned earlier you'd like to sit in on some of these AD meetings. I would love to have been in the TSU AD meeting when he comes up. I got this great idea. We're going to have a hockey team.
Hey, don't. Hey, I'm laughing, but on TNT, NHL on TNT, the brother Anson Carter was wearing the TSU hockey sweater on the show that night.
Okay.
Well,
it's a collector's item.
He's repping Tennessee State's hockey program. So
that's something good. But I guarantee you, they're gonna lose every game they play.
Yeah, that's a tough sell. I mean, tough
ain't
sell,
nobody
tough
coming
game.
to the game, man.
Yeah.
Nobody? Hockey fans?
Well, I mean, who's gonna go?
No hockey fans?
Detroit Red Wings down here. Yeah, everybody goes hockey here. But those kids in Nashville, Tennessee State.
You think if they don't have a partnership with the Predators, that they would not get any?
Supposed to have a partnership with the Predators.
Okay.
But man, that money could be spent somewhere else.
Somewhere else. I mean,
that's
hey, stop playing your football games where the Titans play, and fix up your stadium so you can play at home and make some money off your own gate.
And they had about 1,200 people there. It is utterly embarrassing.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I'm not sure how you feel about it, guys. Can you?
Well, I covered that program when it was Top Shelf.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And
Bill
knows what it was like.
Yeah. And I wish Roscoe were around to be the proponent of this. He's like the Marcus Garvey of sports writers. He says, why do these HBCUs feel like they need to be in the NCAA? They need to go ahead and do their own thing in their own division and, be separate, because they really get nothing from being in the NCAA except, derision. Because I remember one year, one of the D1 coaches said to a HBCU coach, "We're coming after your bid." They don't get but one bid in the NCAA tournament. Out of 64 teams, they want all 64.
Right.
So you're like, we're coming after your bid, which is really an awful thing to hear.
My daughter, Shellis, played at Hampton. Her sophomore year, they beat LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss. They went down south and kicked their women's basketball team, kicked all those girls' butt, won their conference. And who did they get the first round? They were like is it anything lower than a 16 seed?
They got UConn or Baylor. Which one was it?
They got North Carolina, which was really good team.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. That's back in the day when Carolina won men's and women's basketball teams.
They were not a
national championship.
They were not a championship team, but they were 12, 13 seed.
Right.
Of course, they got the number 1 seed. So it's a losing proposition.
Or
why don't we have more success going to HBCU basketball games? And I'll answer part of that is because unlike football, basketball games are played on weeknights. That's one of the biggest factors. Football is not. It's played on Saturdays. So we can't get families to come out because, hey, man, it's a weeknight. It's a school night. It's a this night. So we don't get – but my students at my school should be filling up the place. Now, if you're not winning, of course, they're not coming in. Fortunately, I happen to have a coach who set the bar, and the bar still set where Coach Gillespie said it. 5 years, 2 MEAC championships, 2 NCAA bids in 5 years, and nobody has done anything since 2007 to match that.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
That's why we like having you on, Earl. We can really go in depth on some of the issues beyond the score of who won and who lost. And I don't know, I do disagree with your comment about the top Division II team in the country in HBCU football, because I happen to be a graduate of the top Division II team in HBCU football, the mighty Virginia Union Panthers.
If I may just take a line from the great Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend.
So J.C. Smith is going to take care of business on Saturday, right?
I think they are.
We beat J.C. Smith the other day. Now we got who do we have for a championship?
Johnson C.
Smith.
We just beat them.
Y'all just beat Virginia State.
We beat Virginia State too.
Yeah, y'all dismantled them, but
it don't matter. Just bring them on.
I love your confidence, man.
Bring them on. Bring him on. We'll lose to anybody. Bring him here. We'll lose to
Hey, Earl, what we got? Do we have any other thoughts on the HBCU football and the state of HBCUs is what we got into?
Like I said, I think everybody is doing well. I think there's probably going to be some changes at some of the schools. Like I said, there were some guys who got let go. The coach from Southern got let go. Before the season started, he didn't get let go. He just moved from Jacksonville back to his alma mater of Tennessee State, Coach Morgan. The guy from Valdosta went to Prairie View. So I'm not sure how many coaches. Southern definitely is looking for a coach. I know that much because they are really, really down. So we'll see how that works out. But I think there's nothing to say about Mississippi Valley. I mean, they just don't have it anymore. I mean, they kind of fizzled.
But Southern, I consider Southern one of the blue blood programs.
It is. Their interim coach is Steve McNair. That's Fred McNair's. It should be Fred McNair.
Fred McNair.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve's brother. Fred McNair is the interim over there at Southern now, and they've been down for a while. And this Bayou Classic is going to be lackluster on the field more so than the surrounding festivities for this game that happens in New Orleans every Thanksgiving weekend. Grambling's really down, as is Southern. That's why PV is the team to beat in the West over there.
Well, Tim, Grambling is in the mix for possibly getting to the SWAC championship game right now. That game, when they beat Bethune-Cookman this past weekend, it moved them to an overall 6-3, and I think they've only lost one game in the conference so far.
Didn't they lose to PV in Dallas?
They may have.
See, I'm thinking. So Prairie View, if they got the same record, PV gets it by the head-to-head. So
yeah. So they are still, kind of in the mix. But Southern is just way down this year. I mean, I think they've got one win, and it's been a long time since, those folks over there in Baton Rouge have not been able to brag about their Jaguars.
It's the second time in 3 years they fired the coach in mid-season.
Yeah.
So there's a problem there with making the hires.
Yeah.
Hey, Earl, you mentioned something earlier, and it is a couple more topics I want to get to, but you mentioned, when they come in halftime and leave, are one thing that's still excellent with HBC football. The bands. Are they too good now? That
they're just as good as they've always been. I think they're getting more visibility, but I don't think they are.
Well, what I'm saying, you see great football, then a great halftime show, and then a great second half. And now it's
people suffer the first half waiting for the band, waiting for halftime, and then they leave.
Yeah, that's it.
They always leave after halftime.
See, if I lived in Tallahassee, I'm going to every one of FAM's football games. I don't care how good they are, because I do want to see the 100.
Right.
And are you leaving after halftime?
I probably wouldn't. Depends on how many drinks I had, but probably.
So
that's a great, honest answer, sir.
Yeah. So that almost says that football is not important. Well, if there was no football game, there would be no need for the band. And I propositioned some advertising students one time. I said, well, look, why don't we do this? Why don't we have the band come on and do 30 minutes before the game starts? You guys come and see that, and then we don't have to worry about you guys for the rest of the game, because all y'all want to see is the band anyway. The purest of football, I mean, if you're a pure football guy or football lady, you want to see the game. I mean, the halftime is okay, but you know, that leaving after halftime stuff, man, it's like, well, what about the team? I thought the team wasn't, and if the team doesn't win, it's like, well, our fans left at halftime. Yeah. The bands don't get in the papers. The band don't have win and loss records. The band don't, make the money. So I understand the culture and everything, but I'm all about the football game, man. So
and speaking of culture,
I know.
When you watch SEC football and you hear the bands now, I hear a lot of tunes that come from Southern and the Neck.
Yeah, they try it really hard. They can play the songs, but they can't make the moves. To make the moves, it looks more like there's an outbreak of some sort of palsy.
Yeah.
So they have to, they just don't do it the same way. I saw a band clip this past week of folks trying to do the Neck, and it was painful. It was. I said their musicianship was on point.
Yeah.
A
lot of precision moves.
The moves were more like everybody ate a bad tuna sandwich.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you
I have no idea what that looks like.
For Southern, LSU steals all their stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, they steal all their stuff. But anyway.
Yep.
Hey. I did want to hit on this controversy going on in Major League Baseball.
Oh, man.
We had the whole situation in the NBA with Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones and the manipulation and the gambling, and now we got the prop bet scandal in baseball. And when I first heard it, Earl, I was thinking, well, how are they cheating on that? And this dude is in the dugout, one of the best relievers in the league, Clase from Emmanuel Clase from the Guardians and Luis Ortiz. He's texting his boys and saying, my first pitch is going to be in the dirt. My second pitch is going to be less than 97 miles an hour. I mean, he's really good to be able to take stuff off a pitch like that. But, of course, all this is alleged. Just your thoughts on the whole gambling situation. I'd like to get everybody's opinion on that. And while y'all do that, I got to get my prop bet in on the late night game here.
I'll be brief. Ricky.
I got the Lakers in. No.
My thing is the people at the top run everything. They control everything. They've allowed gambling to be a part of our sports scene now. So they have to take some of or most of the blame for what's going on. And it's simple as that to me.
Yeah, I agree, because, you'll see all these commercials about betting, but then they have this little disclaimer, if you've got a gambling problem, I'm like, So why is it even a part of the game? I know they're making money, so there's that, but yeah, they've opened this Pandora's box of jankiness of sports. So,
Yeah.
and
You're right, Tree. That was the thing. It used to be when we were working in sports sections, you would have maybe one thing in there that would have a sports line on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were no teams in Vegas because nobody wanted to be that close to gambling.
Yeah.
Now they got a football team, a baseball team's coming. They got a hockey team.
Y'all come.
So it's they got that, you know, anytime there's got this
WNBA team,
they got summer league ball out there. I mean, they're doing everything they can to prop up Vegas. And then, you know, ESPN is in bed with it with their own betting line. And all these FanDuel, you know, DraftKings, all these things are happening. And you don't expect kids to get, you know, and now the NCAA this year, maybe in the past few weeks, has said it's okay for kids to gamble on games that are not their own.
Yeah, can't nothing go wrong with that.
See how that turns out.
Yes. So it's inevitable, and yeah, that this is happening. You know, talking about the integrity of the game. There's no more integrity of the game now. You see in these different scandals. You got it in the NBA. You got it in Major League Baseball. You know it's happening in other sports. These people are probably shaking because they're going to, you know, somebody's going to turn in one of these cases or both of these cases and tell on other people.
Yeah. And then, why are you texting? You got it. And the fact that he was texting.
Yeah. I had to get my bet in. I mean, I got a hunch here. It is utterly ridiculous. I watched the Tigers. I watched the Pistons on the FanDuel Sports Network.
Correct.
That's what they come on. The FanDuel Sports, and ESPN is covering gambling schedule, and they have their own betting
platform. Yeah.
What's our betting line on this game? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's why people get bent out of shape about these injury reports. You know, before when I hear injury report, I'm like, oh, that's too bad. The kid's not going to play. Well, I didn't put any money on it, so it's like the kid not going to play is a big deal for people who put money on the game. To me, I'm thinking about more so about the disappointment of the kid and how it's going to impact his team, not about the betting line. You know,
well, Major League Baseball said they're going to put a cap on the prop bets, and the prop bets are like, is this pitch going to be a ball or a strike? Or, you know, is it going to be in the dirt or whatever? So they're trying to put a ceiling on it because they know. Earl is laughing. Earl, you got to tell me why you're laughing. All they have, if you lose the integrity of this game, and they're getting close to losing this stuff, it's over. But go ahead, Earl.
No, it's just we're in a time where the only thing that seems to really matter is money, how much money we can make. So the integrity, whether it's in sports or other facets of life that I won't go into, but everything is about the almighty dollar now. So the people who have it all, they've allowed all this to happen. I mean, the NIL, you know, you finally decided to give kids money for playing college sports, but you do it with the NIL. All you had to really do was just give them a stipend. You didn't have to do an NIL, just give them a stipend. That would have minimized it, but everybody is wanting to cash in. So, okay, we're going to have betting. We're going to have the NIL. Everybody wants this money, man. I mean, it's unfortunate.
Tim, is this ever going to get reined in?
No. Next question.
Putting that genie back in the bottle? No.
You're right. That genie's going to stay out there, and that genie's right there in Vegas at a window doing his parlay.
Yep.
It is not going back in there. It's like, I like it out here, and I want to fatten my wallet.
Hey, Earl, we got to get out of here, Earl, but give us an update on the VIP Award and what's going on with Quarter 5 Back.
We are at the end of our regular season with Quarter 5 Back. The high schools are pretty much done. They're in the playoffs. Got some outstanding quarterbacks at the high school level once again. Got one young man. On our watch list, we got 6 guys from California on our watch list this year, led by a gentleman by the name of Deshaun Laporte from Burbank High School out in Burbank, California. He's a junior, but we got a guy out in Los Angeles, 6'5", 205, freshman at Hamilton County High School. His name is Thaddeus Burrow. Thaddeus Burrow. So we are looking forward to the playoffs yielding us an outstanding quarterback from the high school level. Got one kid whose dad played a lot of arena football. His name is Donovan Dixon. His dad is Chris Dixon, played a lot of arena football league back in the early 2000s. College-wise, right now it's a shootout between Kelvin Durham from Johnson C. Smith, and it was going to be Andrew Body, but he's kind of fallen off. The guy who's on the top at this week, Miles Scott, his season is over. He's at Morehouse. So Kelvin Durham, depending on what he does in the playoff, could be our eventual winner. But we're just waiting for this thing to bear out from the playoffs. But a lot of great high school quarterbacks this past year. A lot of young men from around the country. Even got one guy out in Arizona. Got a guy in Utah. And I was like shocked to see these guys play coming from these states. But there they are, and we're having a good time with these guys. About 500 guys totally from coast to coast on our all-time watch list from high schools across the country.
And this is the third year for the Wars, right? Or is this the fourth?
Fourth year.
Tell us how it all came about again.
It all came about from me writing a book about black quarterbacks being forgotten. So in coming up with what I was told sounded like a fraternity of black quarterbacks, I created Quarterfied Back, and I created an award for black quarterbacks only at both the HBCU level and the high school level, knowing that a black quarterback from HBCU is never going to win one of the three prestigious quarterback awards out there. So we do have the Bip Memorial Trophy named after fallen football player Oliver Bip Joyce, who lost his life playing football at Florida A&M University in 1959. But we're just progressing forward, man, and looking forward to keeping this thing moving.
That's fantastic, brother. Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
This has been a great hour, a great conversation. We didn't get to all the stuff we had on there.
Please, Rick, we got one more to get to.
What's that?
Klay Thompson being late at the airport.
That's what you want to end on?
Set it up for us, Tim, while I find this thing.
Klay Thompson is in a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, the singer, and he showed up late at the airport picking her up, and it went viral. His whole reaction to it and how he wanted to have a make good on this. So I hope you have it there, Rick.
Wow.
Hold on here.
So you're saying that so you make sure that you.
I think it's a master class in how you make up for when you.
This is how you do it now, for sure.
Is it? Okay.
Wow. Okay.
I don't care about roses, but that's nice. It was nice.
Roses for my boo. I'm sorry I was late, babe. Damn it. I'm sorry. I thought I timed it well. Sorry. There's no excuse.
Who's in the back seat?
Roses for my boo. I'm sorry I was late, babe. Damn it. I'm sorry. I thought I timed it well.
I think what happened was he stopped by to get the roses and was late.
Roses for my boo. I'm sorry I was late, babe. Damn it. I'm sorry. I thought I timed it well.
So that's a lesson for you guys. Is that what you're saying?
Been there, done that. I feel your pain, Klay.
Okay.
I think it's be on time. Be on time, Klay. Because the Mavericks are in enough trouble already. They just fired their general manager, and their number one draft pick does not look like a number one draft pick at all.
Yeah, times are tough in Dallas with the Mavericks right now.
I mean, he's the guy that orchestrated the former general manager orchestrated the Luka trade, and it has not worked out.
Did you see his quote?
Why did they wait so long to fire him?
Well, it's early in the season. They don't want to go through the rest of the year with him, I guess. It's the same. What were you saying, Tree?
But his quote was something like he underestimated the crowd's love for Luka, and I'm like,
Wow. Really?
Why would you say that? Why would you know that? I didn't get it. It's just
like he wouldn't go to any games. He didn't see anything in the crowd. He didn't know.
But did he go to the owner and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this"?
Well, he would have had to do it with the owners, right? He's not making that.
Cuban doesn't own the team anymore. He said, "Man, don't do this."
Yeah, he did. He did say, it's like, you don't do these things in a vacuum. You got to get signed off for the people upstairs. Yeah. But
right.
they were just as oblivious. And, instead of covering their tails, they just got rid of this guy, which.
Yeah, he's a ball guy.
And he's out for the year now, isn't he? I know
Who's
he's
that?
hurt. Anthony Davis is out for the year, right?
I think so. I think he is. So
he's out for a while, I know.
That didn't work out. The first round draft pick hasn't worked out. It's been a challenge there in Dallas where they thought they were really gonna, do something with Kyrie and AD and Cooper Flag. So, and it hasn't worked out at all. So somebody had to take the fall.
Somebody had to take it, no doubt about that. I know he got a nice packet, like my man Brian Kelly. He want his whole $54 million, Earl. They're
that's
trying
greedy.
to get, huh?
I say that's greedy. Doesn't he already have millions and millions and millions of dollars?
They're trying to give him half of that, 25.
Okay, well, hey.
Nah.
I want my money.
He must have heard that old Eddie Murphy skit. Half.
Yeah. Right.
Half. Yes, I would take it.
We are going to call it a night. Earl Kitchens, thank you so much, man.
Thank you,
we
guys.
We will definitely get you back. And Earl, I'm going to be calling you. I got a couple of projects I'll discuss with you. But until then, for Tree McDougal, Earl Kitchens, Tim Turner, and Rick Hampton, good night, everybody.
All right, be kind, everybody.